Train tracks stretch in the distance. I stand without destination tonight. Leaving feels easier than staying, but nowhere calls me home. No place left for return. No voice called my name. Every road feels abandoned. I carry everything alone. Suitcase worn from long miles. Inside nothing worth keeping now. I pack my past in silence. Still it weighs too much. Cold benches hold my body. Sleep never comes completely. Dreams break before forming. I wake before any rest. Station lights hum above me. Insects circle dying birds. I stare in an empty distance, waiting for nothing to arrive. All promises fade like smoke. Words disappear in the night air. I believed them once before. Now I trust nothing again. Hunger speaks louder each hour. Stomach tightens without mercy. I count time instead of meals. Still it never helps me. People pass without stopping. Eyes avoid meeting mine. I become part of shadow, invisible inside this crowd. Dawn arrives without warmth. Tracks shine under pale light. I walk without turning back, because nothing waits behind. Juice crate stands nearly empty. Fruit's gone before sunrise. Hands search for leftovers. Nothing left to take. Market stall closes earlier tonight. Owner avoids tired eyes. Coins not enough again. Hunger stays another day. Storefront sign flickers weak light. Lettuce half burned away. Dreams once lived behind glass, now dust covers everything. Meat cleaver rests on wooden block, no work since last winter. Knife reflects hollow face, time cuts deeper than steel. Teardrop falls without notice, cheek cold against wind. No one stops to ask, crowd keeps moving fast. Shoes worn through thin sole steps drag across pavement. Body weak from days empty, still walking without aim. Night settles over closed shops, smell of food fades slowly. Stomachs twist in silence, nothing left but air. Morning brings same struggle, hands still reach for nothing. Street forgets every face. Hunger never forgets. Tin plate rattles on one table, leftover crumbs scatter in shadow. No one notices broken edges, empty seats around silent face. Mason jar filled with cold water, hands tremble when they reach. Memories float like lost coin, faded labels hide forgotten names. Jelly jar sticky with old sugar, lid twisted tight but useless. Sweetness gone with passing years, no laughter returns here tonight. Jar clinks against counter, sour smell fills stale air. Nothing fresh crosses this bar, time tastes bitter in silence. Ice chest hums low and hollow, cold drinks never reach anyone. Chill spreads across wooden floors, even warmth has disappeared. Barkeep wipes counter absent-mindedly, eyes tired, soul empty inside. Whiskey waits but no one drinks, music stops before it starts. Evening grows long, shadows stretch. Door opens only to wind. Footsteps echo outside slowly. Nothing enters, nothing returns. Midnight settles across dark bars. 10 plate rests under dim light. Everything waits for morning. Silence remains its final note. Factory floor breathes heavy dust. I drag bones through wild noise. Morning never feels like morning. I wake already feeling broken. I keep walking through ruin. I keep paying for nothing. No mercy inside this city. Only rust and deep silence. Empty pockets shake with echoes. Coins disappear before counting in. Rent keeps knocking on doors. I never open for trouble. Streetlight flickers above my head. Shadows stretch like tired questions. I follow roads without purpose. Still they lead nowhere again. Cold wind cuts through jacket button. Barely hold together anymore. I keep moving without a reason. Stopping feels worse than pain. Old memories knock at night. Voices I cannot forget anymore. They speak without any kindness. I listen without answering back. Hands shake holding nothing real. Even hope slips through fingers. I tried holding on to something. Everything keeps falling apart. City hums without my name. Crowds move past without seeing. I shout inside my own head. Still nobody ever hears me. Morning breaks without forgiveness. Another day starts the same. I stand up without strength. Still I walk again forward. Yard loom flickers weak yellow. Light struggle against darkness. Shadows stretch across ground. Nothing stands fully clear. Fence post leans under year. Wood cracks from silent pressure. Time leaves marks everywhere. Nothing escapes slow decay. Wooden gates swing without sound. Rust holds every hinge tight. Entry feels like leaving. No difference remains anymore. Dirt patch shows worn ground. Steps carved in a soft earth. Repetition shapes the land. Movement leaves quiet scars. Garden path leads nowhere now. Growth replaced by dry soil. Life once filled these spaces. Now emptiness takes over. Whiskey rests inside glass. Liquid shakes with weak hands. Comfort never truly arrives. Only brief burning remains. Air feels heavy with stillness. Nothing moves in this place. Silence builds without end. Weight settles everywhere. Morning reaches broken yard. Light reveals same emptiness. Nothing grows from yesterday. Time continues without care. Dance step echo on cobblestone alley. Footsteps falter through puddles of rain. Street lamps flicker with tired sighs. Walls lean under shadowed light. Jukebox spin hum, faint in distance. Music drifts unclaimed by anyone. No coins to hero blues. Only wind carries ghostly sound. Record plays scratches under dim glow. Needle skips when no one listens. Rhythms lost to empty corners. Even echoes refuse to stay. Record flip clicks through quiet night. Notes tumble in a cracked pavement. Silence becomes the only witness. Memories scatter with every step. Record side spins one last time. Chord fall flat across dark street. No hand reaches to catch sound. Shadows swallow every passing beat. Window rattle in abandoned buildings, rainwater collection, rusted gutters. Feet pressed forward with nothing left. Heartbeats sync with empty night. Whiskey bottles sit on cracked stoops. Labels peeling, promises faded. Moonlight glints over forgotten alleys. Even sorrow feels resigned. Dance step fades with dawn. Jukebox silent in broken corners. Record players unseen unheard. Nothing remains but empty streets. Hands remember every mistake, lines carved deep with regret. I tried washing them clean, but stains remain forever. These hands hold only sorrow. These hands broke every chain. I reached but nothing answered. Only silence filled my grave. Phases fade inside my mind. Names slip away slowly. Only feelings stay behind, heavy like cold stone. Nights stretch longer than truth. Sleep avoids my tired eyes. Thoughts repeat without ending, yeah. I cannot escape myself. Voices echo from past days. They speak without forgiveness. I listen without defense now. Every word cuts deeper. Love once lived inside me. Now it feels like memory, something distant and unreachable, gone without leaving trace. I walk streets without meaning. Every turn feels the same. Nothing changes direction still. I keep moving forward. Rain falls against my face, washing nothing from inside. Pain stays exactly the same. breathe again. Neon tavern flicker over empty street. Beer sign hums a hollow welcome. Corner store shuts its iron gate. Pawn shop waits for tired head. Payday long slips into past due. Money spent before it ever arrived. Neon tavern glows, but no one drinks. Even laughter stays in debt. Reflects tired eyes. Beer sign cast shadows on cracked sidewalks. No footsteps that answer his lonely call. Payday loan paper fluttering wind. Neon tavern hums like distant memory. Corner store smells of dust and oil. Pawn shop watches without pity. Beer sign swings over empty alley. Hands reach but grasp only air. Neon tavern promises warmth and sorrow. Nothing lasts beyond these streets. Payday loan lingers like bitter taste. Pawn shop echoes every regret. Corner store closes without notice. Beer sign fades with quiet sight. Neon tavern waits for night crowd. Doors locked, emptiness fills inside. Payday loan calls back endlessly. No one returns. sharp shutter falls with finality. Beer sign lows until dawn. Corner store remembers faint footsteps. Neon tavern whispers forgotten blues. Barn door hangs from broken hinges. Wind sighs through empty loft. Hay bale crumbles under tired hands. Silo tower watches silent fields. Windmill spin groans in the evening air. Shadows stretch across dust and straw. Gravel crunch echoes along dirt path. Nothing stirs beneath fading sunlight. Empty barn smells of forgotten work. Rats scurry unseen, unnoticed. Wood creaks with each lonely step. Time weighs heavier than grain. Silo tower holds uncounted seeds. Windmill spin still moves the air. Hay bale shelters nothing but emptiness. Gravel crunch marks slow retreat. Evening light fades behind distant hills. Barn door rattles against restless wind. No one comes to harvest anymore. Fields hold only tired memories. Gravel crunch follows wandering feet. Hay bale shifts under unseen weight. Silo tower hums a quiet dirge. Barn door sighs with tired age. Windmill spin slows to a pause. Loneliness spreads across open yard. Shadows mingle with evening mist. All hope drifts with the breeze. Barn door closes on empty farm. Gravel crunch fades behind last step. Silo tower catches fading sunlight. Nothing remains but silent earth. Silent earth. City light glimmers on wet pavement. Lonely road stretches past closed doors. Voice hums faint across empty halls. Corner holds shadows of old men. Dusty road, smells of autumn leaves. shift waits behind shuttered windows. Rail track shivers under passing trains. Moon rival reflects lost neon streets. City light flickers above silent bars. Lonely road whispers secrets in wind. Voice trembles with unspoken regret. Corner shelters, scraps of torn paper. Dusty road leads nowhere worth traveling. Night shift keeps counting empty bottles. Rail track curves into foggy distance. Moon rival carries echo laughter. City light paints fleeting faces gold. Lonely road hums beneath tired tide. Voice falters like old trumpet notes. Corner stands empty with frozen air. Dusty road shakes under wandering feet. Night shift sighs behind locked doors. Rail track waits for no one tonight. Moon rival shimmers without reflection. City light fades in the morning haze. Lonely road bends past abandoned warehouses. Voice disappears with first crow call. Corner listen in quiet patience. Dusty road meets horizon in silence. Night shift ends without acknowledgement. Rail track hums, only memory now. Moon rival glows as another night ends. River bend curves to silence. Water moves without memory. Flow continue without stopping. Nothing returns from distance. Delta path stretches through mud. Ground holds deep footprints. Steps sink with every motion. Travel feels endlessly slow. Cotton field stands under the sun. Roads extend without limit. Labor bend every back. Harvest never feels enough. Dirt trail cut through emptiness. Dust rises with each step. Air filled with dry weight. Breath becomes hard slowly. Gravel path grinds beneath feet. Stone shift with pressure. Movement never feels smooth. Journey stays rough always. Whiskey pours in the silence. Burn spread through cold chests. Nothing softens the burden. Pain remains fully present. Night settle across open land. Darkness cover every line. No shelter breaks the wind. Stillness feels overwhelming. Sun rises without mercy. Heat returns like punishment. Cycle repeats without ending. Life continues without rest. Hand stomp echoes on cracked pavement. Sidewalks empty under broken lamps. Windows show no faces inside. Night air hums with quiet despair. Foot tap fades across alley corners. No one walks, no one watches. Steps scatter like forgotten dreams. Even moonlight seems exhausted. Finger snap breaks the hollow silence. Notes vanish before reaching ears. Shadows form in vacant doorways. Everything waits without motion. Crowd clap never rises tonight. Hands empty, voices absent. Bar doors locked long ago. Nothing answers their imagined rhythm. Crowd cheer, swallowed by wind. Even echoes fail to remain. Street corners remember vanished music. Footsteps vanish into empty night. Whiskey glows in distant window. Glass untouched, stories left behind. No laughter passes the threshold. Silence rules the city streets. Alley smells of stale rainwater. Pavement cold beneath tired souls. Every step drags behind sorrow. Even neon signs in loneliness. Handstorm fades into darkness. Footstep slows into emptiness. Crowd clap dies with midnight. Nothing returns to the street. Floorboard creaks under tide wave. Old wood remembers heavy nights. Silence settles deep inside a room. Nothing moves without slow pain. Mop head drags across stains. Water spreads like quiet regret. No trace ever fully disappears. Marks stay longer than memory. Dustpan gathers broken pieces, shards of day left behind. Nothing worth keeping remains. Still everything gets carried. Wash tub fills with cold water, hands sink without resistance. Labor repeats without meaning. Cycles will never truly end. Back steps hold fading footsteps. Exit paths worn by leaving. Nobody pauses at the edge. Departures happen without words. Whiskey burns through empty chest. Warmth never stays for long. Liquid lies about comfort. Truth returns even colder. Night stretches across quiet homes. Breeze slows under heavy air. Walls hold tight conversation. Nothing answers anymore. Morning breaks without promise. Light exposes same struggle. Another day begins slowly. Nothing changes at all. Back road stretches into distance. No sun guide any direction. Travelers pass without stopping. Place remains forgotten always. Winding road twists through hills. Turns hide empty spaces. Nothing appears beyond curve. Journey leads into nothing. Hill slow rises under gray sky. Grass barely holds ground. Wind pushes through silence. Nothing stands firm here. Valley path sinks into shadow. Low ground holds cold air. No voices reach this place. Silence fills every corner. Roadside motel flickers dimly. Rooms stay empty for years. Beds remain untouched inside. No guests ever arrive. Doors creak under weak hinges. paint peels from old walls. Nothing keeps structure alive. Decay spreads without pause. Night covers broken windows. Darkness seeps through cracks. No light shines within rooms. Loneliness settles deeply. Morning reveals empty building. Dust covers every surface. Place stands without purpose. Nothing ever returns here. Without end. No cars pass for hours. Silence grows across distance. Nothing breaks the stillness. Long stretch fades into horizon. Dust hangs in empty air. Travel means nothing anymore. Road forgets every traveler. Narrow path cuts through weeds. Steps vanish without trace. No direction holding meaning. Everything leads to absence. Roadside shelter stands abandoned. Roof barely holds together now. No voices ever return here. Walls remember no one. Wind pump creaks and dry field. Metal turns without purpose. Air moves through broken blades. Sound echoes without answer. Night falls without warning. Covers everything slowly. No light appears nearby. Loneliness fills the ground. Settles deep. Nothing offers any warmth. Space feels endlessly wide. Emptiness becomes permanent. Morning arrives without change. Light reveals same silence. Place remains completely forgotten. Nothing ever begins again. Old jacket carries cold nights, press pants crease under long miles, shiny boots strike dusty pavement, headband tight against restless wind, hair gel fades under sweating brow, face cream cracks on tired skin, red lipstick stains folded letter, blue scarf high, shaking throat. Yellow taxi disappears down avenue, checker cab never stops tonight, bus stop gathers silent strangers, street corner hums with distant horns, night rider moves without destination, road map folds inside pocket, traveling bag drags behind footsteps, rambling tune hums without rhythm, rolling drum echoes in memory, hard road stretches past the horizon, suitcase strap cuts into shoulder, travel trunk waits somewhere behind, leather belt tightens with hunger, train platform glows under weak light, rail yard echoes with steel, whistle post cries through darkness. Flagpole stands against cold wind, country station sleeps in silence, city street breeze rests in motion, baggage tag swings from one handle, freight car disappears into distance, Coleman empties under pale dawn, diesel tank hums final vibration, engine smoke fades in the morning. Kitchen sink drips with lead rhythm, water falls into emptiness, no hands reach for it, sound repeats endlessly alone, tin mug sits on counter, cold surface holds no warmth, nothing feels it anymore, silence replaces every need. Soup bowl rests untouched tonight, no steam rises from inside, meal stopped long ago, hunger stays without answer, iron skillet dark with age, service holes burn memories, no fire lights beneath it, cooking never begins again. Kitchen stool stands slightly crooked, legs worn from years before, no one sits there now, waiting has completely ended, walls hold faded conversations, voices lost inside time, nothing repeats their sound, echoes it's empty space. Nothing changes with daylight. Room stays exactly the same. Life never returned here. Bar lights dim in darkness. Last voices fade into silence. I sit without moving much, watching emptiness grow wider. Last one standing tonight. No one left beside me. Chairs empty all around. I remain with silence. Glass sits untouched before me. Drink lost all its meaning. I stare without feeling anything. Time drips slowly away. Door swings with weak sound. Cold air enters quietly. It brings no relief inside, only deeper loneliness grows. Music stopped long ago now. The echo still floats around walls. I hear it in fragments, like something half remembered. Bartender wipes same surface without looking toward me. We both know this routine. Nothing needs to be said. Coins slide across counters slowly. Payment for nothing real. Moments cannot be purchased. Still I try anyway. I stand without strong balance. Legs feel weak beneath me. Still I refuse to fall. Pride holds me upright. Night is without conclusion. Streetways outside quietly. I step in the cold darkness, still carrying everything inside. Woman cry echoes through hallway. Voice breaks in the silence. Walls hold every memory. Nothing left to say. Sits on empty bed. Sheets cold without warmth. Hands reach then fall back. Air feels heavier now. Through chest, breath comes slow and uneven. Every thought returns there. No escape from feeling. Deep sigh leaves tired lung. Body sinks in the chair. Eyes closed without rest. Mind keeps turning pain. Sorrow line forms on face. Time carved it slowly. Mirror shows someone older, someone barely standing. Nothing moves since leaving. Everything frozen here. Steps stop near the door. Hand almost reaches hand up, but nowhere feels better. So standing continue. Night fades into gray light. Pain stays just the same. No message ever comes. Silence becomes the answer. Night rider drifts through the city street. Street corner flickers under neon. Bus stop arms with empty ways. Yellow taxi splashes through puddles. Checker cab slows and disappears. Road map unfolds under dim light. Traveling bag rests near tired feet. Suitcase strap cuts in the palm. Hard road stretches beyond skyline. Rambling tune plays in memory. Rolling drum echoes through heartbeat. Leather belt tightens with tension. Train platform glows beneath moonlight. Rail yard whispers still secrets. Freight car moves without destination. Whistle post cries into void. Country station fades behind silence. City street pulses with strangers. Baggage tag swings with moon. Travel trunk waves and shadows. Coben darkens under cold sky. Diesel tank hums low tonight. Engine smoke rises in the darkness. Steel beam stands against wind. Stockyard sleeps beneath dim stars. Dark rope tangles near water. Sailor hat drifts on old crate. Flagpole bends in quiet storm. Wool jacket pulls tighter close. Shiny boots slow their rhythm. Press pants gather road dust. Night rider disappears by dawn. Drum break echoes in empty depot. Tracks gleam under pale morning. Wind whistles through rusted beams. Loneliness fills the waiting platform. Guitar break hums in distant memory. Strings vibrated with unheard sorrow. No fingers reach for comfort, only dust and echoes remain. boots and cold air, no shiver across iron rails. Voices lost to endless distance, every sound fades into nothing. Bays walk plots over cracked wood, steps count every forgotten promise. Footfalls join the rhythm of despair. Platform waits for travelers gone. Stretches beyond vision, tracks vanish into misty horizon. Time holds no meaning here, only waiting, endlessly waiting. Whiskey bottles rest behind counters, staff gone, lights extinguished long ago. The depot breeze, forgotten stories, no one comes, no one returns. Shadows crawl across steel beams, wind hums through empty wagons. Everything moves in slow decay, even hope dares not linger. Drum break fade into silence, guitar rests on worn stand. Walking line disappears behind fall. Nothing comes back today. Cold beer slides down chipped glass, foam spills quietly to floor. No one cheers tonight anymore. Loneliness fills every corner. Warm mug steams against chill hands, fingers clutch what little comfort. Heat fades before it matters, even fire cannot stay. Draft pour trickles slow and steady. Bar smells of old tobacco. Echoes follow every empty sip. Memories burn faster than ice. House whiskey rests in back shelf, golden liquid untouched by lips. Night stretches long and hollow, shadows creep across the boards. Rye bottle waits on counter, Label faded, cork dried tight. Nothing moves to claim it. Every night ends the same. Bar lights flicker against mirror. Reflections show only tired faces. Time repeats in quiet rhythm. No song fills the space. Footsteps fade down empty hallway. Door swings slowly unnoticed. Loneliness sits in every chair. Nothing reaches these walls. Closing hour mark, silent ending. Cold beer stays, mug empties. Rye bottle remains unopened. Darkness swallows every corner. Steel beam tower above, silent yard, stockyard smells of old labor. Dark robe lies coiled and forgotten. Sailor hat rests on wooden crate. Train platform waits under dim lamps. Rail yard groans beneath idle cars. Whistle post screams late warning. Freight car rattles past slowly. Coal bin spills, dust on boots. Diesel tank hum in background. Engine smoke clouds, tired vision. Flagpole flaps against gray sky. Country station echoes, empty voices. City streetways, far away. Baggage tag flutters in cold wind. Suitcase strap strains underway. Travel trunk high, worn memories. Leather belt tied around waist. Hard road carved in the footsteps. rolling drum beats inside chairs. Rambling tune hum, low tonight, night rider lean against railing, street corner fade behind thoughts, bus stop empty in the darkness. Checker cab passes without stopping. Yellow taxi fades into traffic. Road map folds with tired hands, traveling back rest beside bend. Shiny boots walk in the distance, pressed pants gather silent dust, wool jacket shields morning chill, headband loosens with new day. Church bell rings through empty streets. Sound feels cold tonight. Feet stop at the door, but heart stays outside. Prayer book rests and shaking hand. Words no longer comfort. I scan line without faith. Nothing speaks back anymore. Preacher road moves across aisle. Voice echoes against hollow walls. Promises sound distant now. Truth feels harder than sin. Mercy call rises from pulpit. People bow their heads low, knees pressing a warm wood. Silence answers every plea. Soul cries behind closed lips. Pain too deep for sound. Chastised with every breath. Fate lost somewhere before. Hotel lobby smells of stale smoke. Window pane glows with street reflections. Bedside lamp flickers beside empty bed. Water pitcher chills, forgotten whiskey. Ice cube melts in silent glass. Bottle cork rolls across polished wood. Shot glass waits for trembling lips. Cigarette butt smolders without anyone. A neon sign hums outside hotel door. Brass rail gleams under dim light. Iron gate swings against unseen wind. Cotton curtain sways with midnight air. Train whistle echoes through hallway walls. Bar stool creaks as shadow passes. Dice cup rolls across card table. Snake bite waits for careless hands. Lucky coin flips on polished counter. Bad luck sits heavy in corners. Payday blues linger at dusk. Rent notice waits in empty room. House key rattles on marble desk. Landlord call pierces quiet night. A vixen notice folds in trembling hands. Bill stub flutters in dim glow. Pawn shop glints with borrowed treasures. Gold ring highs under velvet hat. Silver spoon rests beside satin scarf. Pearl necklace glows in muted light. Silk glove drifts across empty table. Velvet hat tilts under fading lamp. Neon sign hums as night ends. Train whistle fades into cold arrive. Tab handle gleams under dim lights. Fingers pressed without purpose. Liquid spills unnoticed tonight. No stories grow here anymore. Bar towel smells of stale sweat. Wife's forgotten mess on the floor. Hands were without gratitude. Lonely night drags on slowly. Glass rag catches spilled drafts. Stains dry, disappear. Every mark tells a story. No one reads or listens. Bottle rack holds empty spirits. Top shelf gathers dust quietly. Bottles line like silent soldiers. No cheers rise for them. Liquor shelf glows faintly amber. Labels curl from neglect. Everything here waits motionless. Time flows without caring. Person leaving nothing behind. Chairs are bright but empty. Footsteps echo on stage floor. Silence grows thick and dark. Night deepens, candles burn low. Shadowed corners hide forgotten faces. Whiskey waits in amber pools. Nothing claims this quiet. Bar locks click shut slowly. Bottle rack holds its vigil. Glass rag dries for morning and comes without sound. Last song through smoky air. Empty glasses like cracked counter. Memories linger where laughter fades. Shadows stretch across tired floors. Closing bell echoes through silent hall. Waitstaff leave, chairs topple gently. Dust coats everything left behind. Loneliness sits in every corner. Bar lights flicker above empty stools. Neon haze casts cold reflection. No one dances, no one sings. Even the air feels tired. Night crowd vanished with the wind. Steps fade on worn wooden boards. Doors creak closed without welcome. Nothing moves, everything waits. Slow dancer shadow drifts along. Footsteps echo in empty hall. Music once alive, now silent. Silence fills what used to breathe. Guitar hums faintly in memory. Bar stools hold absent bodies. Whiskey waits untouched on shelves. Time erases erases every fleeting joy. Neon flickers like dying heartbeat. Last song ends without notice. Empty pockets, empty eyes. Even hope leans against walls. Closing bell fades into darkness. Bar lights dim into shadow. Last song whispers goodbye quietly. Nothing returns to this space. Dark rope tied against worn hands. Sailor hat tilts and cold wind. Stockyard smells of rust and salt. Steel beam echoes distant clang. Corbin empties near water edge. Diesel tank hums beside dock. Engine smoke drifts across horizon. Freight car rattles far inland. Train platform waits without voices. Rail yard sleeps in heavy fog. Whistle post cries one last call. Country station fades from memory. City street feels far away now. Baggage tag swings from handle. Travel trunk sits by broken bench. Suitcase strap worn and frayed. Hard road ends near silent water. Rolling drum echoes in chest. Rambling tune hums low sorrow. Leather belt tied with hunger. Night rider walks toward empty dock. Street corner fades behind pass. Bus stop stands far behind. Yellow taxi never came back. Checker cab lost in distance. Road map useless and dark. Traveling bag holds nothing now. Flagpole bends in cold wind. Wool jacket hangs by railing. Shiny boots rest without motion. Press pants stiff with salt. Sailor hat falls into water. rest on one table. Scratch marks show many games. No player returned this evening. Silence dominates every corner. Q-rack stands against chip wall. Days lean like forgotten soldiers. Dust gathers on each day. Nothing moves except shadows. Chalk stick crumbles in fingers. Tips dull powder on the floor. Precision lost over many nights. Luck never touches these hands. Bar dice scatter under lamp glow. Numbers meaningless in empty room. No bets and no laughter, no cheers. Only quiet fills the air. Card deck shuffled once forgotten. Edges bent, faces worn thin. No one takes the turn. Hands hover, waiting for gold. Night lingers across stage floor. Music stops before it begins. Players fade into empty chairs. Nothing calls them back again. Footsteps echo on creaking wood. Door swings open, wind whistles. Cold air mixes with lost smoke. Time seems trapped inside. Curtain rod sags with weight. Hook you lean beside dice. Card deck waits for morning and arrives in quiet gloom. Cobble street rattles one shoe. Steps echo through empty blocks. City hums without mercy. Time moves without pause. Traffic signal blinks tired colors. Red stays longer than needed. Green never feels like freedom. Movement always feels forced. Road sign points towards nowhere. Directions lose their meaning. Paths twist without a reason. Every turn feels the same. Highway marker stands in silence. Numbers count endless distance. Miles stretch without comfort and never comes closer. Milestone marks another failure. Progress feels like illusion. Distance builds without relief. Road never gives answers. Whiskey spills across cold tongue. Fire fades into nothing quickly. Taste cannot fix anything. still it gets poured again. Wind moves through empty lanes, dust rises with passing time. No voices break the stillness, silence grows even louder. Dawn hits cracked pavement slowly, light brings no real change. Road continues without mercy, journey never truly ends.
Barn loft holds only shadow, wood beams crack quietly above. Dust falls through empty space, nothing lives inside anymore. Haystack collapses slowly inward, dry pieces scatter across the floor. No animals come to feed, stillness settles deep inside. Fence wire stretches across fields, rust eats through every line. Boundaries remain without purpose, nothing is left to hold. Corn stalk stands dry and hollow, wind passes through brittle leaves. Fields whisper empty stories, harvest never truly came. Farmhand once worked this ground, now no footsteps return again. Tools remain where abandoned, labor fades without trace. Sky hangs wide and empty, clouds pass without meaning. Land feels forgotten completely, time drifts without notice. Night covers silent farmland, no voices rise from distance. Darkness holds everything still, nothing moves on the stars. Sun rises over dead fields, light touches broken remains. Nothing grows from this place, light never returns.